Hello everybody, welcome to Be a Better Game Master. I'm taking an early morning walk through the likes of New Mexico. Oh God, it's crazy. We have apparently decided to trade places with the likes of, Juice from Tabletop Gaming with Juice and Nate from WASD20 and plenty of other people in the RPG community. But I wanted to step outside, do like an outside video. This is for you, Andrew Knapp. And not fall on my butt while I'm walking, but do a video because I love this weather. I love it so much. I love walking in it. And I had an idea, not really for a video I wanted to make, but for a topic I wanted to talk about. Because it's something that I feel like I want to do better. And I kind of want to structure a little bit in my games. And the idea that, when combat starts, I don't think narrative should stop, right? And I think a lot of people would agree with me that it's still important to describe things even when it's combat time, even when initiative has been rolled. I think we all kind of agree on that. If you don't, no worries. Post your opinions in the comments as always. But my question is, when do I do that? When's a good time to kind of pause the combat a little bit to describe something that I think might be important, or kind of lay out more setting, even if it doesn't affect the combat directly, even if it's just, some dressing, describing the scene, and has no mechanical effect on the fight. When do I do that? When is a good time to do that without removing the immersion, without stopping the fun, right? You know what I mean? Because a lot of players find combat fun. And it's a really simple thing that I'm going to start trying. And I get in the habit of always putting all my bad guys I always put them in the same initiative slot, right? So I'm not like swapping, okay, here's one of the baddies. Okay, now one of the player's characters, now another baddie, now another player character, and then another player character, then another baddie. I like to just do as a GM, all of my bad guys fighting stuff, all their combat rolls and stuff at once. Not always first, obviously, because some characters will most likely have a better initiative roll than the bad guys, but I like to put them all in the same place because it makes it easier on me as a GM, less to keep track of. But I'm also going to start using that as a narrative device, okay? My players will go, okay? And I'm going to kind of treat, no matter where the bad guys are, I'm just going to call them the bad guys. It's all a matter of perspective, okay? Obi-Wan Kenobi, point of view. Anyway, I'm going to treat the bad guy's turn in combat as kind of the end of the round. Or perhaps the beginning, depending on how you look at it. So, I'm done walking clockwise. I'm going to start walking counterclockwise around this block. So, let's say all the players have rolled for their characters. I'm so distracted. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to fall because it's so icy. But let's say all the characters have done their actions. It's time for the bad guy. But before I decide what the bad guy's going to do in the fight, before I decide what attack they're going to make, what sort of spell they're going to cast, I'm going to take a few moments to describe how the scene has evolved since the last turn. Now, what I mean by the scene evolving is the scene should evolve. Not necessarily in a way that makes combat harder or different, but, if a fire starts in the first round, that fire should spread in the second round. If someone casts a grease spell on the floor to make the floor slick in the first round, that grease spell should still be described in the second round, maybe evolving, maybe it's not, but it's a good way to describe it, just to keep it fresh in the players' minds, something that's still in the area that the combat's taking place. It's important because it helps the players, and in my opinion, it helps immersion. So next time you try playing, try that. Use the enemy's turn as kind of a summary, a narrative summary of the previous rounds of combat, and kind of a redefining moment used to re-describe the place where the combat is taking place. And most important of all, is do not film videos while walking on slick ice, because I've been so close to falling so many times. Anyway, thank you all very much for checking out this video. Check out the RPG community. We have the RPG one-shot group. Okay, you can find that on Facebook. The RPG Brigade is very long-lasting. You can find that on Facebook. And brand new, you can find the Absolute Tabletop official group. All these are places where you can go to hang out with like-minded gamers, people who just enjoy having fun around a table or a digital table like myself and many others. That dog, you can talk to that dog. I don't know if you can see that dog. Hates me. He freaking hates me. Every time I walk by, he's like, I want to kill you. Which I don't really blame him. I'm a stranger walking in his territory. He's probably peed out here like 19 times. Anyway, but yeah, like-minded gamers, running games online, if you're interested in that, just discussing games, game systems, theory about how to be a better game master. A lot of these people are better game masters than anyone that I've ever seen, and they're just really fun to watch their live games, not only participate in them. So check all these groups out. And as always, thank you all very much for tuning in. Post your comments below, like and subscribe if you want to. If you don't, no worries. I'm just glad that you're here. And I want to know if you try this technique and how you use it, and if you might apply any other structure to it or less structure to it, and what works for you. Because that's what it's all about, right? Everyone games differently, and that's why we're all here, having fun talking about gaming. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Godspeed, and I'm gonna go home and get warm. Bye.